Welcome to the Diva D-Town. Welcome to the Diva D-Town, where bold, confident women embrace life unapologetically. From love and sex to wellness and reinvention, we keep it raw, real, and powerful. No filters, no limits. Just fearless conversations to help you thrive. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the Diva Details. This is Diva Michelle, and around here we don't fade out with age, we level up. If you've been feeling like you're standing at a crossroads, today's episode is for you. Reinvention after 40 isn't a breakdown. It's a breakthrough. Maybe you're 42, maybe you're 51. Maybe you just wrapped up a divorce, or the kids are grown and the house feels different now. Maybe the career you worked so hard for doesn't fit who you are anymore. Maybe your body changed, and your confidence took a hit. Or maybe it's not even one big event. Maybe it's just that quiet inner whisper that keeps showing up. There has to be more. Today we're talking about reinvention after 40, 50, and beyond, and we're going to hit it from every angle, financially, emotionally, professionally, and physically. And I want to say this up front, because it changes everything. Reinvention is not about starting over from nothing. It's about getting aligned with who you are now. So why is reinvention exploding after 40? Because we're living through a real cultural shift. Women over 40 are launching businesses, going back to school, building 6- and 7-figure companies, transforming their bodies, reclaiming their sexuality, and rewriting their identities. And we're doing it out loud. A lot of us grew up with that old, tired storyline. You peak in your 20s, you settle in your 30s, and then you fade in your 40s. That narrative is done. It's not just outdated, it's wrong. Reinvention after 40 is powerful for one simple reason: you're not guessing anymore. You have life experience. You have discernment. You've built emotional intelligence. And most importantly, you know what you don't want. That kind of clarity is capital. And I'll tell you personally, I've been thriving the most in my 50s. It really can be the new 30, because you move differently now. Now let's talk about what usually triggers reinvention, because most reinventions don't start with a vision board. They start with disruption. Divorce. Separation. Burnout. Layoffs. A health scare. Menopause. Empty nest syndrome. Or sometimes it's just an awakening where you realize you've been living on autopilot. And here's the reframe I want you to sit with. What feels like devastation can actually be redirection. Divorce especially can become a financial wake-up call, a confidence rebuild, a business catalyst, a body transformation journey, or even a spiritual reset. When an old identity dissolves, you end up having to ask a question that's uncomfortable, but powerful: who am I now? If you answer that honestly, you've just found the foundation of your reinvention. Let's get practical and talk about reinventing your career after 40 or 50. People love to say, "How do I start over?" And my answer is, you're not starting from zero. You're starting from leverage. Step 1 is a skills inventory. Ask yourself, what skills have I built over the last 20 years? What do people consistently come to me for? What problems do I solve that feel easy to me, but hard for other people? That's not random. That's value. Step 2 is education and upskilling. That might mean going back to school, getting certified, learning digital tools, taking focused online courses, or getting in a mentorship program. And let me say this clearly, you are not too old. Women over 40 often outperform younger peers because we're consistent, we're disciplined, and we understand people. Going back to school at 48 takes courage. Starting a new career at 52 is power. That's grit. And maybe your reinvention is entrepreneurship. A lot of women, especially after divorce or a midlife wake-up call, build businesses because we want autonomy. We want control of our income. We want flexibility. And we refuse to ever be financially vulnerable again. Entrepreneurship after 40 comes with real advantages. You usually have a stronger network than you did at 25. Your boundaries are better. Your identity is more solid. You're smarter about risk. And your branding tends to be clearer because you know who you are and who you're for. But here's the key: start lean and stay focused. Don't try to serve everybody. Build something that solves a clear problem for a clear audience. Validate demand first. Make sure the market actually wants what you're offering, because demand helps you monetize faster. And quick monetization matters, because it keeps the business sustainable while you grow. Also, perfection is the enemy of reinvention. If you want to build a business, look at what's already working and learn from it. Adapt it to your voice and your strengths, but don't waste time trying to reinvent the wheel before you even get moving. Now, let's talk about reinventing your body, because this one is emotional for a lot of us. After 40, your body changes, and I need you to hear this. It is not your fault. Hormones shift. Metabolism slows down. Muscle mass naturally declines if we don't train it. Stress impacts cortisol, and cortisol can add weight in all the wrong places, especially around the waist. But here's the truth nobody can take from you. Your body can absolutely transform at 50. People get into the best shape of their lives in their 50s, and it's not just about looking good. It improves your odds of living longer and living better. The basics matter here: strength training, prioritizing protein, protecting your sleep, supporting hormone balance, and managing stress. Reinventing your body isn't about chasing your 25-year-old self. It's about building a strong, toned, energized, healthy version of you now. And when your body shifts, your identity shifts too. For a lot of women, especially after divorce, a physical transformation becomes a symbol. Proof that you can do hard things. Proof that this really is a new era. And speaking of identity, let's get into the part people don't talk about enough. Reinventing your life requires emotional work. Because when you reinvent, you also grieve. You might grieve the marriage you thought you'd have. The career you expected to last forever. The version of yourself who accepted less than she deserved. You might feel guilt, regret, even embarrassment about what you tolerated. That's real. And you don't heal it by pretending you're fine. Reinvention demands radical honesty. Sometimes that means therapy or coaching. It means learning emotional regulation. It means building boundaries that you actually keep. It means letting go of self-deprecation and releasing an identity that no longer fits. Because you can't walk into your next chapter dragging your old version behind you. It doesn't work, and it won't serve you. And if you ever think, well, maybe it's too late for me, I want you to look at the evidence. Vera Wang entered fashion at 40. Ariana Huffington built major media success in midlife. Julia Child didn't publish her first cookbook until she was 50. Reinvention isn't rare. It's just under-celebrated. So let's build a practical reinvention blueprint, something you can actually use instead of just feeling inspired for 10 minutes. Here's a roadmap. Step 1. Do an emotional audit. Ask yourself 3 questions. What hurts right now? What excites me right now? And what drains me right now? If you can write these down, do it. The point is to stop floating and start seeing your life clearly. Step 2. Get a financial snapshot. Know your debt, your income, and your earning potential. Reinvention is emotional, yes, but it has to be financially strategic. You can dream big and still be smart. In a previous episode, we talked about budgeting through survival, stability, success, and significance. This is exactly when you use that framework. Step 3. Create a 12-month reinvention plan. Break it into phases. A skill-building phase, where you level up your knowledge. An income stabilization phase, where you move out of survival and into stability. And then a growth phase, where you expand from stability into success and beyond. Step 4. Write a new identity statement. Not something that shrinks you, like, I'm divorced. No. Try something that builds you, like, I am building a high-performance, financially secure, vibrant life. Your words matter. The way you describe yourself matters. Identity drives behavior, and behavior creates outcomes. Step 5. Upgrade your environment. That might mean new friends, new mentors, new health habits, or even a new wardrobe. A lot of women also refresh their digital presence, their social media, their photos, their professional profiles, because you're aligning your outer world with your future. Your environment needs to match where you're going. And if you're into vision boards, create one. Not as fantasy, but as a reminder of what you're building toward. Now, what does it really take to do all this? Let's be honest. Reinvention takes discipline when motivation fades. It takes confidence before you have proof. It takes investing before you see a return. It takes patience with the compounding effect of your effort, so you don't quit just because results aren't instant. And it takes emotional resilience, because bad days will come. When they do, you don't collapse, you reset. Tomorrow is a new day, and you keep moving. What you gain on the other side is massive: financial autonomy, emotional strength, a powerful self-concept, a body you respect, and relationships that match the new you. And yes, divorce is often a major catalyst. Sometimes divorce isn't destruction. It's exposure. It exposes financial gaps, emotional patterns, and even the ambition you've been suppressing. And once it's exposed, you can rebuild better. Divorce can be the moment you decide, I will never abandon myself again. That decision is reinvention. Before we close, I want to leave you with final, practical steps you can start right now. 1. Write down your non-negotiables. That's your boundary list, and it's your starting point. 2. Invest in one skill this month. 1. Keep it simple and consistent. 3. Strength train 3 times a week. You'll thank yourself in 6 months. 4. Build one new connection weekly, because community and relationships matter in business and in life. And 5. Stop explaining your evolution. Some people won't understand it. Some people won't clap. Reinvention can make others uncomfortable, but stagnation is worse. Remember this: your 40s and 50s are not your decline. They're your design phase. You're not too old. You're not behind. You're not done. You're just beginning, and you're beginning with wisdom. This is your reinvention era, and you deserve to build it boldly. This is Diva Michelle wishing you an amazing life and a productive week. Take care of yourself. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or drop a comment.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We'd love hearing from you. Visit thedivadetails.com to connect. See you next week for more.
Diva Details podcast and website are intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. The content provided does not constitute professional, medical, financial, or legal advice. We are not licensed medical practitioners, financial advisors, or legal professionals. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any financial topics discussed are based on personal opinions and experience and should not be considered professional advice. The content provided does not constitute legal advice. Diva Details and its affiliate contributors and guests are not liable for any losses or damages arising from the use of our content. The opinions expressed in the podcast are solely those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organization, sponsors, or partner. All facts discussed in the podcast are researched and accurate to the best of our knowledge at the time of recording. Information may change over time. No guarantees are made regarding the accuracy, completeness, or reliability of any statements or opinions presented. It is the responsibility of the listener to verify any and all facts that may influence their decision. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.